Alright guys, in this video you're not going to see my ugly mug. You're just going to see my waist area, because we're going to be talking about ropes, tying in, and so on, right? So hopefully you can see me here. Well, here's the deal. I was talking about harnesses in the last video. At the end of the last video I was talking about harnesses, Prussics, gloves, and so on, and your carabiners, of course, ropes. Alright, so let's talk about the rope. Now, back in the day you had 11 millimeter static rope, or you had 11 millimeter dynamic rope. You could get either one. Now, this is an old school 11 millimeter assault line. This is an olive drab, and it's in a granola bag. Alright, so a granola bag is a bag that you're going to find at your big box climbing and sporting goods store, right? It's got the little harness on here to carry it on your shoulders and all that. You know, your little girlfriend can carry your rope for you or something, right? You know how those nature groovy climbing people are, right? So anyway, that's the rope bag, and this is assault line, 11 millimeter olive drab. Anyway, so back in the old days, you were carrying this heavy rope, all right? You say, well, that's not heavy. Well, you know what? You got 200 pounds of kit. You don't need to be adding more weight, right? The only time you're going to need something like this is if you're actually going to be, you know, doing something that's actually rock climbing or abseiling, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, what I'm talking about with all your personal kit and a rope divided amongst guys is I'm talking about your kit that you need for maneuvering around, up, over, down obstacles, okay? Small cliff faces and so on, right? Crossing streams and small rivers, things like that. Things that they're an obstacle that you need to get through, up, over, down, and so on. This is the kit that I'm talking about. Now, if you go into mountain conditions, then it gets a whole lot more, right? So we'll just kick that off to the side, because we're not going to be talking about that. We're talking about navigating obstacles. Now, my personal choice for saving weight is to have your rigger's belt. You got to get a good one. Don't get one that you know was the bargain surplus sale. Don't get that. This one here is made by London Bridge Trading. Don't buy them all, because I need another one. Because mine's pretty wore out. Anyway, I want to get another one for the winter anyway, because this was more or less for summer. But this particular one by London Bridge, it has a loop, which has also got extra webbing around the loop to protect the loop itself from abrasion. The actual buckle that's rated for thousands of pounds is kind of offset, and this is right in the center. I have a set of leg loops that I made myself, and I'll talk about that in another video, but about the actual leg loops. But the reason why I have those leg loops is because it makes it more comfortable to use this rigger's belt as a harness, right? So this rigger's belt's rated for life support. Got to have several inches on the other side of the buckle to make sure that you're good. It'll clamp down nice and tight when you put weight on it. But I made those leg loops. They come on very, very lightweight, okay, but they're full strength flat webbing. And when I put the carabiner through here, then it goes through the leg loops, and then I have myself a very lightweight harness set up, right? So here's my old carabiner I talked about in the last video. So that's kind of backup carabiner now. And my more modern carabiner is a Omega. But let's talk about rope. Now the rope that I have here is made by Sterling. Now when you're dealing with life support equipment where your life is literally hanging on the line, right? You don't want to go with clothesline, all right? You don't want to buy that bargain basement quote-unquote tactical rope, okay? You go looking around online, or you're looking around some thrift shop, you find some crap. No. Just forget it. Now this rope right here, this rope is made to be lightweight and strong. It's about 5,500 pound test. All right. It's 8 millimeter minimum diameter. And I measured this one. It comes to about 8.5, 9, somewhere in there. All right. So anyway, this is 100 foot. This is 150 foot of assault line. All right. Take a look at that. Which one do you want to pack? All right. So this is 100 foot of Sterling tactical rope. They call this OptLux, O-P-T-L-U-X, right? So this is a 100 footer, and this is actually made for military use, all right? So how do we use something like this? Let's say we want to get down an obstacle. Say we want to get down an obstacle. We're going to put, first of all, we're going to put the rope around something. Some people will want to put some kind of a rope guard or something like that. Go around a tree or whatever, you know. You just set it up the way you want. We will go over that in a later video. We'll get more into that. This is just kind of an overview video for you, right? Because we're talking about, well, how do you get around and up over obstacles and all that. So I went ahead and I set this up. I got a prusik knot on here. I just used a piece of paracord, but you don't want to use a piece of paracord, all right? You want to use dedicated line. You go to a climbing shop or you find a climbing store online. You want something about 6 millimeters or 7 millimeter cord, all right? It's static, and it's designed to make things like this, all right? Now I just did this for quickness for the video. A double fisherman's knot is the knot that I have here that joins it together, and then I did a prusik knot on the rope. So basically, when you're going to go down an obstacle, you want to be able to retrieve your rope, right? So that means that you have to have double rope. Okay, you have to have double rope. Alright, so it means if you've got 100 foot, you've got 50 foot capability. If you got 25 foot, you got 12.5 foot capability, right? If it's just you, right? So that's what you got to think about. So if you got 100 foot rope, then that's okay, because you got got two guys 50 foot apiece, you go ahead and join them up together, right? Put a little knot, or carabiner them together, what have you. And then you got about 50 foot to get down, right? That obstacle. An obstacle could be going up, or an obstacle could be going down. It's an obstacle. It's in your way, and you either get up it and over it, or you gotta get down it, so on, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back up here. I'm just gonna pretend that this is a tree. This is my old 200-year-old banister, right? Okay, so I've got my carabiner. I put the prusik knot. The loop went onto the carabiner, my steel carabiner, and I've wrapped this rope. Notice I don't have a figure 8. Okay, I've wrapped this rope a couple of times around the spine of the carabiner, and I've wrapped it on to where it's going this way and then coming out to the right, because I'm going to brake. Okay, if I need to really brake, then I could just pull on that, because my left hand's going to be busy possibly with the weapon, right? If you're right-handed, your right hand might be busy with a weapon. Now, so what I'm going to do, reason why I like this London Bridge so much is because I could just go ahead and shove that through there, lock it off, right? Now I'm on rope. And I went ahead and I undid one button of my blouse so that I could access that point on my belt. Now I'll just go ahead and suck that up there a little bit. And now, as you can see, I'm on the prusik, right? I'm on the prusik. You see the bitter end of this rope here. We're just going to pretend that all of my extra rope is down off the side and down at the bottom. All right. Now, as you can see, I'm on the prusik, right? So I control this. Put that behind me. It's down there over the side of the cliff. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and pull that prusik. And now, if I have to let go, I'm on the prusik, right? Now, I should go ahead and get myself sorted out here. Now, this is just one way to do it, all right? This is if you're like trying to maneuver down something, you might fall, or you're trying to maneuver some of your equipment down, and you need to have, sometimes you might have to have your hands free, you sling your weapon behind your back, that sort of thing, all right? That's the reason why you want that there as a safety stop. Now, if you're just trying to get down, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. You're not going to be using your hands for nothing else. You could just set this up without a prusik and just break off with this, all right? So that's what we'll do here right now. Go ahead. The prusik is only if you believe that you're going to need a safety stop. All right. A lot of people out there that are into the sport stuff, they're going to be cringing. You know. Here we are. They're going to cringe. Oh my God! No safety stop. Blah blah blah. No prusik safety. No, because we don't need it. Get to the point you don't need it. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and suck that up. Now, as you can see, I can just brake. I got to be careful. My banister is old. All right. So there I go, down the cliff. All right. No figure 8. That's how you do it. I'll come back another video, guys. See you there.